So today's video is going to involve a lot of me not looking at the camera because I'm doing my stats video. I have Goodreads pulled up over here, and I'm just going to quickly go over like all of the stats that they give for my 2019 reading year. And I will try to get like screenshots for each part of the stats that I do so you can kind of see what I'm looking at. Okay, so the first thing that I see, I mean, this isn't on like the actual stats page, but this is just one of the stats, is I had a Goodreads goal of 50 books for the year. I wanted to read 50 books, and I actually read 62. So yay me. I read 12 books more than I wanted to this year, or 12 books more than I had aimed to read. So that's good. So for some reason on the like my year in books page, it doesn't have the last book. I literally just finished today, so I mean, maybe it doesn't update again. So it's basing it on 61 books, but I did finish a book today, and I'll just talk about that where it applies, I guess. But okay, so for totals, it says I read 21,253 pages across 61 books, which again, I read an extra book, but I guess we're not counting that here. Shortest book was 106 pages. That was Once Ghosted, Twice Shy by Alyssa Cole. My longest book was 752 pages, and that was The Lies of Locke Lamora by Scott Lynch. The most popular book I read was Crazy Rich Asians by Kevin Kwan. It has 343,605 people also read it, it says. And the least popular was The Visual Guide to Easy Meal Prep by Erin Romeo, which was actually a NetGalley book that I got. It says that only 74 people have read that. Which, if you're into meal prep, please go read that, because it was a good resource for like a beginner when you don't really know much about meal prep. It was really good. It had a lot of really good information and like step-by-step guides on how to do things. My average rating for 2019 was 3.8, so that's not too bad. I apparently read a lot of decent books in 2019. The book that was the highest rated on Goodreads was Opposition by Jennifer L. Armentrout. It was part of the Lux series. I think it was... No, I'm not even gonna try to guess. It was in there. I don't know which number it was. Maybe like 3 or 4, maybe. I'm not positive, but that whole series was relatively good. I think I gave the whole thing 4 stars. Maybe one or two of them got 3, but I enjoyed it. I mean, it's a young adult. It's aliens, romance. It was good for what it was. It was one of those things like, I know it's not great literature, but it was just a good time. So I enjoyed it. My first review of the year was Josh and Hazel's Guide to Not Dating by Christina Lauren. I gave it 4 stars. That was a fun book. I really enjoyed that book a lot. This is my last review of the year was Dead Witch Walking by Kim Harrison. I gave it 4 stars. It's because I didn't write a review for either of the Christmas books that I read yet. And yeah, so those are my stats there. I wonder, there's more stats somewhere. I think if you go to My Books, and yeah, right along the top, there's a button that says stats. So I'm just going to see what information we can get from there. Okay, so 2019, like I said, I read 62 books. I read 21,387 pages. Publication year. Okay, so 2019, I read 1 book, Peter Pan, that was published in 1904. But other than that, everything I read was published in the 2000s. Books over time. I read a lot of books this year compared to other years. But to be fair, I didn't really start using Goodreads effectively and like regularly until last year. So, you know. And my pages over time have also gone very much, high. Okay. So here it gives the same stat. The longest book was The Lies of Locke Lamora. The shortest book was Once Ghosted, Twice Shy. I read 10 5-star books. I had 36 4-star books, 10 3-star books. I had 4 2-star books, and I had 1 1-star book. So, not bad. I read a lot of 4-star books this year. A lot of books that were really good, but not like amazing, like my new favorite. But I also had 10 5-star books. So that's really good. Like, 10 5-star books means that I read 10 books that I absolutely loved this year. So that's really great. And actually, there technically is one more because I've said before, The Lives of Locke Lamora, I gave it 4 stars, but really I think it should be a 5-star book. So really that's 11 books that are like new favorite books. So I'm really happy with that. And I think that is all the stats that I can get directly from Goodreads. So that was fun. And then using Goodreads, I just made a quick list of some stats of the types of books that I read. So I read 23 YA, 2 new adult, 36 adult, and then those broken down into genre. I read 14 romance, 19 fantasy, 7 sci-fi, 5 nonfiction, 3 contemporary, 5 historical fiction, 7 cozy mystery, and 1 classic. So, not a bad mix of stuff there. I probably could have done a little bit better, but yeah. You know what I'm surprised about? I'm surprised that I didn't read any thrillers this year. I think I kind of traded my thriller time, like the time I usually read thrillers in like the fall. I kind of traded it for cozy mysteries this year. So, I mean, I'm not mad about it, but I would like to read some thrillers next year. So, yeah, okay, so I guess that's it for this video. I don't want to make it super long, but I just figured I'd go over, it would be interesting to go over some of the stats of the books I read this year. I love watching these videos, so I just wanted to make one. Yeah, so that's it for this video. Feel free to leave me a link to your stats video if you made one, or, you know, just leave a comment telling me that you made one so I can go watch it, because like I just said, I love watching stats videos. And yeah, that's it for this one. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.